Uh, we are now going to find out Hardy-Weinberg principle in little more detail, and that is in part 2. In the part 1, we just explained what is Hardy-Weinberg principle. These two scientists were able to describe this particular law to tell that in a given population, the genes responsible for the genotype will remain constant and the genotype will be constant. That means that will be the population will be the equilibrium, provided some basic ideas what they suggested is followed by the population. In other words, if the 5 important factors which they described, which they assumed is followed by a population, then there will be equilibrium of genes and also genotype, and from generation to generation the gene pool will be transmitted and genotype will be appearing. To take an example, if I want to give you a phenotype example, if you think of a delicious red apple, red apple, the skin color of the apple, and delicious means the quality or the taste of the apple, what we get are all given by different genes. If this red delicious apple to continue for generation, the same type of the color and same quality of the taste, then the genotype must be same and the phenotype must be same. That's what they said. So if the 5 conditions are met with, what are those 5 conditions? Number 1, they say that there should not be any mutation in the gene pool or in the alleles, either of the two. There should not be any mutation. There should not be any genetic change. Any single trait is given by a pair of genes, and they are called alleles. We have 2 types of alleles, as we discussed yesterday. If you call it P is a frequency and Q is a frequency, P can stand for a dominant one, Q stands for a recessive one. That means if you want to say that the red skin color of the apple should be constant always, then the red color must be dominant over white, and that red color will be given by 2 alleles that will be dominant alleles. In this case, if you want to call it R, 2 R's will be dominant, they will always get the red color. Similarly, if they take the white skin apple, and that white skin apple may be recessive one, in that condition the genotype should be small r's, that is recessive allele. So that's what it said. So no mutation should occur in the genetic material, and there should not be any natural selection, or there should not be any competition among the species, so that they will maintain their stabilization of the colony. If there is any changes either in the climatic conditions or in the genetic condition over a long time, there may be changes. Then there will be no equilibrium of the alleles. No, that means the third one, there should be large population. Population should be large. They call infinite population should be there. Then there must be random mating. Random mating refers to no selective breeding. With these days we do what's called selective breeding, and it should not be there. It should be in the natural condition, breeding should happen. in case of pollination, in case of plants, pollination should happen in the natural way. In case of animals, there must be the sexual reproduction in the same way. There should not be any selective mates for that. And then no gene drifting. There should not be large number of immigrants into the population, and the emigration should not be there. Population should not go out. So when these conditions are met with, then there will be the equilibrium in the population from generation to generation, and the gene pool will be also equilibrium. So that's what they have given two important formula for that. One is P plus Q is equal to 1. That talks about the frequency of alleles. We spoke about allele yesterday. Allele refers to a single gene. Allele pair refers to two. In this case, P is a gene, allele, Q is allele. So P and Q, they will give the frequencies of the alleles, how many times they appear in a population. The second one, P plus Q whole square, that also can be written as P square 2PQ Q square. That will give the genotype frequency. We are not talking phenotype, please remember. Phenotype refers to the appearance. Genotype refers to the genetic material that is responsible for that appearance. As I said earlier, if you say white apple, that is the phenotype. The white apple is given by two alleles of that particular trait. They may be the recessive alleles to produce white. If the red is dominant, then two small R's, they will form the recessive allele, they may give the white color. Like that we can take many examples, but we will not have that examples right now. So, I'll repeat that. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium tells that if the 5 conditions are met by any population, then the allele frequencies will remain constant from generation to generation, and that means that population is not evolving. And also the percentage of genotypes that is in that particular population will also remain constant. That will be in equilibrium. There will be no drifting, there will be no changes. That means the population is in equilibrium, no evolution is taking place. So these are the ideas. Just to recollect, we can say here, P refers to the dominant allele. You know, when you want to get an individual, it must be diploid. When you say here P square, it has got 1P dominant, 1P dominant. These are two dominant alleles. Supposing we are talking about the yellow color of a flower. If the yellow color is represented by a allele Y, that is Y, two doses of the same gene, that is P square. Now supposing this is the genotype. As I said earlier, phenotype we are talking of the yellow. If it is yellow color, to give yellow color flower, there must be dominant gene like that. Then if the Q refers to recessive allele, for this recessive will be 2 will be there, maybe small y's. There are 2 alleles, and these 2 will be giving white color, white phenotype. So that means the P square refers to 2 alleles and Q square refers to 2 alleles. P square refers to the frequency of the dominant allele. Q refers to the frequency of the recessive allele. And 2PQ refers to twice, that is the this will produce one P from here and a Q from here, a Q from here and a P from here. That means you get 2P, 2 Qs, that will become 2PQ. So that is the meaning of the equation. So we will try to stop here and then take one or two examples, worked out problems and see how it works. Thank you.